I wanted to join a fraternity. So you can't have finger waves and then be in nobody's fraternity back in 1994, 95. Like that just wasn't going to happen. So it was a going back into the closet.
Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man.
Now let's jump to college. And the reason why I want to jump to college is because we know college is significantly different than high school, than, the neighborhood you come from. So now when you get to the college campus, there are more people like you. There's an organization. So now do you feel like,
but at the same time, I'm 18. And I want to do all the things that I want to do the stuff that the 18-year-olds are doing, because those organizations, because I went to PWI.
So what college did you attend? I'm sorry,
I went to the great University of South Florida, main campus, located in Tampa, Florida. So I just went across town for me, because I grew up in Tampa. But those organizations that you're talking about cater to white folk.
So you opened the door to it. I wasn't gonna jump into it. Like remember that for later on.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that for later on.
But also you have to remember. So I come out in 9th grade, and so I am very experimental. So I had the breadth, because now my mom knows, to explore and experiment with all of my presentations.
So it wasn't like you got to college like how a lot of people do, and now you figuring out who you are.
It was the reverse for me. I'm gonna get to that. So I did all of the things. Like I was a clown. I was a fool. I didn't know nothing. I didn't have any guidance. I was just figuring stuff out. So when I got to college, I was liberated. I was free. I was, you know what I'm saying? My hair was permed. I would wear braids. And actually in my senior year, I actually had a head full of hair that in my senior picture that had beads on them that were hanging down to here, and that wasn't a hairstyle guys were wearing. Like guys weren't really getting the braids and the locks and all of that kind of stuff. So my hair was pretty long. I was getting it permed. I'd done finger waves. I'd done all of the.
Wait, you talking about the college cat?
Yeah, in college.
Yeah, I had braids when we was in college, bro.
Yeah, but not box braids. Not with weave and extensions. Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it wasn't. When I say like you had cornrows, like you know what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So you with me now?
Yeah, I'm with you now, bro.
So when I hit USF's campus, it wasn't a let me discover and explore.
Yeah, because you already knew.
I had already knew. Yeah. But when I say it was the reverse for me, being and so like. High school, I was kind of like the top dog. So it wasn't like I wasn't checking for nobody in that kind of way. Like I didn't feel like I needed anybody's approval in that kind of way. And I was like, college is going to be like a different world. Everybody's liberal. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But I wanted to join a fraternity. So you can't have finger waves and then be in nobody's fraternity back in 1994, 95. Like that just wasn't going to happen.
What fraternity you want to join? See, I ain't even noticed.
So I ain't noticed.
You ain't gonna tell? You telling everything else? You might. You can go.
The people that know.
You can go Brad chapter 9.
I can, but I don't want to do that one no more.
Oh, you got a different one?
I have a different one.
Okay, well, you can choose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have the benefit, and that's why I won't say.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll talk off camera.
Okay. Now I'll share it with you off camera, but
okay.
So it was a going back into the closet. So you have to think about for about 4 or 5 years, I was out the closet. Yeah. And when I hit USF's campus, I'm like the biggest flame that had set fire to the campus,
which is okay on the college campus, but
which is okay. Not okay. Trying to go
join
a D9 organization. That ain't happening. That ain't the look.
Nah, you're right about that.
So
because that's actually now we can talk. That's what me and you met.
Yeah.
We met at college. You know what I mean? And so, we had a conversation and you said something to me. You was like, bro, like, the one thing that I liked about you, bro, is that, you never, switched up and changed. So what did you mean by that? Like, did you have people, that, if y'all just walking, are in the same class, y'all could talk, but then, if they're amongst other people.
So here's the thing with you. I felt like what was understood didn't need to be said. I never, like you and I never had a conversation.
Never.
I never said, hey, bro, like this me,
This the first time we having this conversation. Like you say, I knew.
Right. It never was a thing. And I never, so like coming out was not like, I didn't feel like I ever had to come out to you.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, but I felt like it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. And that's what I appreciate. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying when I say you never changed. Like it was never a thing. Like you doing what you do, I'm doing what I'm doing. But it was never like I was never made to feel different. I never like you probably the only person that I've never had to actually have the conversation, but it be understood. Yeah. Like it was never, you never was like, hey bro, like let's go look at some women, or you never was on that type of time with me.
I have a cousin. Well, I have a couple of cousins. That's great. Gay, but I had a cousin when I was growing up that used to babysit me. You know what I mean? Him and his sister. You know what I mean? And like I say, he kind of reminded me of you. Real smart dude. The way he moved, you know what I mean? I never saw my cousin, with a man or with his partner until, I was grown. But even then, it was almost like you still ain't know if that's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because he never presented himself, a certain way. My cousin, just the way that he moved, you know what I mean? So like I said, I knew how that community move, you know what I mean? Like I say, the old school. I'm not talking about,
because it's different. And I have so many issues. I have so many issues. So
I'm not talking about a new school, but I'm talking about like, the old school generation. So like I say, when I got to a college cabinet, I would tell about this is a funny story. You know what I mean? When you get to college, like you said, you got so many organizations, you seeing stuff that it's like, dang, I remember such and such from high school. But then, college, it's like you say, you get to be who you are, or you're finding yourself. You know what I mean? And so, when you're in college, bro, you hungry. So I can't remember the name of the organization. You know what I mean? But it was a gay organization. And so they had something. So me and my partner was like, bro, they got food. And I said, bro, I'm finna go over here and get this food. They like, bro, you really gonna go over there? Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, you gotta eat.
Hey, then I went over there. Everybody was friendly. They give me pamphlets. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, they like, bro, you gonna shut? Hell no, I run the same way. When they got some food,
yeah,
you go get some too. You know what I mean? But like you say, man, when you on a college campus, it's so many different organizations. You know what I mean? So many different people. You just have to learn how to navigate in that space. You know what I mean? To me, a college campus is like the microcosm of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you're exposed to things that you've never been exposed to at home. Like, bro, me eating Chinese food, that was the first time I had Chinese food, you know what I mean, was in college. Because my mom cooked. You know what I mean? We didn't do a whole lot of eating.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So me eating Chinese food and a lot of different things that happened, you know what I mean?
You have opportunities that you didn't have back at home.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I get exactly where you're coming from, because I know it was a couple of dudes who was and a couple of young ladies that I knew that was in your same situation. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know who you are, but in order for you to be a part of this organization, you have to now
not be that.
You know what I'm saying? In order to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I say, we know a couple of situations that transpired where a couple of people, it was like, I like you, you cool, you might get my vote, but you're not going to get everybody vote, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not what the organization want to be looked at.
Yeah, and I get it. I can completely get it, because then you don't want it to be like, now we finna let all the in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get I get it. Yes. But honestly, like anybody that wants to join a D9 organization that is gay ain't join it for the access of the brothers. Like that's not they.
You join for the actual organization,
right? And I would guarantee you, I would bet $1 million that those who are gay in those organizations are the hardest working.
Yeah.
And I would, I would ask the viewers to just examine your fraternity, your sorority, and look at who's doing the real work of the organization. 9 times out of 10 probably are, if they're not out, are probably closeted.
So that was the biggest difference for you being on the college campus.
I had to go back in the closet.
Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man. Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man.